So your newest book, The Song of Significance, Leading Together, will be published in May, very soon. And I'm going to start with my first question about it. How do you define good leadership?
So leadership is not the same as management, and we're so confused about the two. Management is getting other people to do what you want because you have power, because you have authority, because it's important to you. And so the very question of how do I become a leader is usually how do I become a manager? How do I get people to do what I want? I think being a leader is creating the conditions for other people to do what they want. That when we turn on the lights and open the door for leadership, what we're saying to people is, we're going over there. Do you want to come with us? Not, I am insisting you go over there because there's prizes or punishment if you don't.
Yeah. So creating good conditions for people to do what they want to do and so they can contribute.
Correct.
Okay. So, Viktor Frankl, he said, he's the founder of logotherapy, the writer of this beautiful book, Man's Search for Meaning. He said, like, the problem with the United States is not having a Statue of Liberty, but not having a statue of responsibility. And in the Nordic Business Forum a few years ago in Stockholm, you say, this is the reason why people have troubles stopping being managers and starting to do leadership. So can you please explain this, and how does responsibility have to do with being a good leader? What is the connection there?
So a long time ago, my friends Alan and Bill had a conference, and at 5 o'clock in the morning, they woke us up to go fly fishing. And I took the lesson, but I insisted that they don't put a hook on my line. So everybody else was busy getting the fish on the hook, and I was just having fun because I wasn't trying to catch the fish. The thing is, if you're a fish, being on the hook is not a good thing to be. It's one step before the frying pan. And what we've brainwashed people into believing is that being on the hook is risky, that you don't want to be responsible. Because if you can just whine and complain and point fingers, you are not responsible. And so Frankl's statue of responsibility would basically be able to say, I did this. I am responsible. I am on the hook. And when we sign up to be a leader, we are at some level taking responsibility for what happens after that. And what we learn in school is that that's not helpful. That what we learn in school is don't get called on, don't get noticed, just get through the day. But the problem is that that leads to a really empty life, and it doesn't help us make things better. Things get better when people take responsibility.
So, and if the leaders take responsibility, then there will be an environment created for people to do work that matters.
Well, because leadership is contagious. Management is not. Management is on the manager, you are the worker. Leadership says, if we care about this, then we can all become leaders. We can all take responsibility. Responsibility shared is multiplied, not divided. And when a lot of people take responsibility for forward motion, things get better. That is what we seek in our modern world. The way we're going to make things better is by people showing up to create the conditions for other people to also take responsibility.
I love that leadership is contagious. I really love that. So what is the system's problem at this moment of time, that we don't have many leaders, but managers? I mean, we know we want to have leaders. I want to have a leader. But what is the system's problem at this moment?
So where did the system come from? The system came mostly from 1909 on, when we figured out that we could pump oil out of the ground really cheap and make energy. And then we also figured out that we could take machines and use them to increase productivity. And the combination of cheap energy and high productivity is really seductive, because it means we can make a lot of stuff for cheap. It means we can make things convenient. It means we can make a profit. And so we built our entire culture around this idea. Will this be on the test? Do what you're told, listen to the boss, try to avoid responsibility. And it worked. There are more people with more money on the earth right now than at any time in history. The problem with it is it inevitably leads to a race to the bottom. It leads to dehumanization. It leads to division. It leads to bullying. It leads to all of the things we're wrestling with right now. And so what I'm arguing for in the Song of Significance is that we take a deep breath and realize we don't need more stuff. We need more life, more humanity.
We don't need more stuff, but we need life. We need more humanity. I love that so much.